You know, little secret, I've always hated zombies. And I don't mean just like Minecraft zombies, I mean zombies in general. I've never even watched The Walking Dead. The thought of having an actual zombie apocalypse is kind of mind-boggling. It's freaky a little bit. I wouldn't like that, and I have very vivid dreams. Zombies give me nightmares. The sound of zombies, the look of zombies, just everything about them. It's a cruel thought to have a world where you're the only one alive and all of your loved ones are dead, where you see them become the things that's around you that wants to eat you alive. And for that reason, I'm gonna be the only person in this run. There will be no villagers, no pillagers, nothing. Only animals and The Walking Dead. These zombies will evolve over time. They'll get faster, they get stronger. The infection that they give will also shorten over time too. So I have to be careful about that. Getting the stuff for the cure isn't exactly the easiest either, because mining is practically impossible. The world is filled with radiation, so it's very, very dangerous to go mining. No matter how low you go, you cannot escape the radiation. And I will be doing absolutely no underwater mining. Even with all of this, I want my life to be as peaceful as possible for the next 100 days. Will I be able to survive the zombie apocalypse, or will I turn into one of them? This is Minecraft 100 Days. Hey, I don't mean to scare you with the early upload. You know, I know I'm just a tad bit early. My upload schedule has been all over the place, especially this year. To put it shortly, with this video, taking L's. And the other part with just me being transparent, a lot of mental issues. But we're getting over that and we're recovering. We're doing better. So uploads are going to be more frequent. Not like weekly, but it'll still be like a month. But it won't be like 4 to 5 months for every video. No, the next video is going to be released within 3 to 4 weeks. Someone did say they wanted me to do variety, and I do have a video coming soon about other games. That's what the next video is going to be about. And then I have more Minecraft 100 Days. Just a lot of stuff that I want to do and have fun with. That's what my whole channel is about, just me having fun and also doing hard challenges. But thanks for being patient, still believing in me. Anonymous source says you may like this video. I'm just saying. So if you do end up enjoying the video, leave a like. And if you're new, subscribe. Even if you don't like the video, leave a like anyway. Enjoy the video. The journey begins with me in an ice biome. And nearby on a mountain, there was this cabin. Next door to the mountain, there's this ice tower, and these ice towers are kind of important. But first, I want to go to this cabin. After going in the cabin, there was a bed, some basic tools, and some food. I also took the coal from the firing place. After grabbing what I needed from this cabin, I climbed up the ice tower, and I actually learned about the ability of leather boots. I didn't know that leather boots actually saves you from falling through soft snow. So that's good knowledge for the future. Now these ice towers, they're very important because they have really, really good stuff, or they typically have at least decent stuff in it. And this tower had this. Mending. And gold, not gold, diamond pants. Even though, what am I even gonna use with looting? This is useless. Now, another thing these towers typically have is dungeons. The dungeons, they're full of loot, of course, but they're very dangerous to go through. There's a super high chance that I can get infected and or die. So right now, I'm just gonna save the coordinates and come back to this. The most important thing that I want to do right now is actually look for a place that I can set up base. Mainly because horde nights are randomized and I just want a safe spot. Since I can't really mine, the only way that I'm capable of really getting loot is abandoned structures. And next to one of the abandoned structures that I was at, there was a crow with a bow for some odd reason. I don't know what mod is giving the animals weapons, but some animals spawn with weapons that they can drop. I don't know why. The ice biome is usually a good spot for loot because they usually have these little ice stations that have food, ingots, and sometimes golden apples or regular apples. They usually just have good loot. The first ice station that I went to, it had ingots, food, a battle axe, and a good helmet. Also, stuff like bones is really good because, well, I can't get bones anywhere else. There's no skeleton spawn. But I want to take the bookshelves from here too. That way I can make an enchanting table. But it was getting dark, so I went to bed. The next morning, I finished looting the ice station that I was at. I looted some other places too, like a workboat that also had food, apples, and a diamond. Well, hey, look at that. Now I have enough to make a diamond pickaxe. The other ice station that I went to had a golden apple, so first cure that I got, and it also had a bulletproof vest. Armor honestly don't matter that much because it doesn't really save you from the infection. So armor is damn near useless, but I was getting a lot of apples from these ice stations. The main thing that I wanted from these stations was really just the bookshelves. That way it can be a lot easier for me to make a level 3 enchanting, or is it called level 3? Max level enchanting table. But I felt like I was getting too many apples, just way too many apples too easily. So instead of keeping all the apples that I had, I decided to limit myself and put away some. After getting what I felt like was enough loot, I finally decided to go out and look for a proper place to set up base. I managed to find some wild rice, and that'll be very, very useful later. That's gonna help me out a lot. I wanted to make me a diamond pickaxe, but I couldn't exactly do that because I have 2 diamonds and a diamond ore. So I quickly made me an iron pickaxe, set down the diamond ore, got the diamond from that, made me a diamond pickaxe. Look at that, we're doing good, very good. For the rest of the day, I just traveled until it was dark. It is now day 3, and the spot that I'm in is very beautiful. I love the way it looks, but there's just not enough flat land. So I want to go out and find me some proper land that I can build on. It would have been really cool to have a base here though, to be honest. I found a broken nether portal that had 2 hoes with mending. They're gold though. The good thing from this portal though is it had obsidian in there, and I need that obsidian to, of course, make the enchanting table. Instead of sitting there picking away at obsidian for God knows how long, I could just get it that way. And then I found another broken nether portal that had gold in there. And I'm starting off really lucky, and I hate starting off super lucky because that just scares me for the future. But while traveling, I saw this weird castle. I don't know if it's a castle, but I was curious to know what was in this castle, and there was nothing really. It was kind of empty except for this axolotl that was in there named Crystal. I decided to take Crystal with me. She never leaves this bucket. She just never sees the light of day again. She just stays in my, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I did nothing. I did nothing with this axolotl. She just stayed in my inventory the whole time. I just felt like she was safer in the bucket. I don't know. I kind of just held her in my pocket the entire, you'll never see her again. I'm sorry. Say hi to Crystal though. But the rest of the day was just uneventful, and I was just traveling until it was dark. The next day was kind of uneventful. I just traveled for a while. Found a broken nether portal, didn't really have anything in it. Oh yeah, and I almost died from radiation already. You see that? Radiation is very dangerous. Very dangerous. If I'm not careful, I can bite the dust from it. But I found another broken nether portal, and this one was actually good. It has some gold and the last obsidian that I needed in order to make my enchanting table. Nearing the end of the day, I finally found a spot where I thought looked good enough for me to make my base. The next morning, I wanted to scout the perfect spot for me to set up the base. But before doing that, I wanted to loot the pillager tower that was nearby. After looting the tower, I started landscaping and making the land as flat as I possibly could. I want this to be the biggest base that I ever make. I don't want to ever make a base this big ever again. Usually the bases that I make are incredibly small. So this time, the first time, I wanted to make a huge one. So pretty much this whole day, I was spending it flattening the land. I made me an attack shield too, which is a shield, but just a lot more durability. Now, I was liking how all of this was coming together, but I discovered there's a big issue with this land now, which is there's this hole to a cave that's full of zombies. Too risky. Can't do that. I don't want a bunch of zombies to be underground by me and then they eventually dig their way out of there, because at some point I think that they'll be able to do that. There's some blocks that they can't break, but basic blocks they'll be able to dig their way out, and that's a no-no. I don't want that. So the morning of day 6, I packed up my stuff and headed out looking for another place that I can set up base. I found the broken nether portal. This one had a gold sword that had supreme smite, which is a very strong sword, but very shit durability, but it can be useful. Very useful. Luckily, it didn't take long for me to find another spot to set up base. There was no underground cave or deep ditch or anything like that. Perfect land. So I once again started landscaping till it was dark. In the morning of day 7, I made sure to fill in any gaps of the land. That way there's no zombies that spawn underground. Sometimes you don't even have to fill in the gaps. You could just put torches down there and that That'll also prevent the mobs from spawning if you're feeling extra lazy. I was feeling extra lazy. So this time, instead of filling in the land, I put torches down. I wanted to check around the village that I was nearby or next door to see if there was any loot. I got a diamond. I don't know how I keep managing to do this. It's really weird how I keep finding diamonds in villages, but you know, I'll take it. For the rest of the day, I just continued landscaping. For day 8, it started thunderstorming, and I can't sleep during the thunderstorm. It didn't let me sleep during this thunderstorm. It sucks because, you know, mobs will spawn during thunderstorms. I'd like that to not happen so I don't have someone sneak up on me and infect me. It gets me feeling like I'm schizo the way I keep flicking back and looking if someone's behind me, if someone's next to me. Maybe I was looking in one direction for too long and now there's a baby zombie behind me. I hate it. I don't like that. Thankfully, the zombies are still slow right now, but that doesn't change the fact that one of them can sneak up on you without having a singular sound. So to be safe, I barricaded myself with the small thing of barbed wire fences. I was barely able to get any work done for day 8. Day 9, I continued making my land as flat as possible, and I went across the river and got some wood. I also got me some pumpkin. Pumpkins are very good, and I can basically never starve with all these pumpkins because I can make stuffed pumpkins. So food is a thing that I don't really have to worry about anymore if I have a bunch of pumpkin. At the end of day 9, I expanded my fences. That way I have more space in my base. It's day 10 now, and I continue working on my base. A lot of these days, I am just going to be working on my base because, as I said before, I want this to be the biggest base that I ever make. I don't want to ever make a base this big ever again. This will be the first and last time that I ever make one of this size. But this day, I also got some clay. That way I can get bricks to make a stovetop. I also looted the village some more too. But tonight actually ended up being a horde night. Great. What? How? Since I survived this horde night, the infection has actually evolved. 30 seconds have been subtracted from the timer of infection. In the morning of day 11, I cleaned up around the base to make sure there was no zombies lingering around. I felt like I was ready to go back to that ice tower and go in the dungeon. I felt like I was equipped enough to do so. So I traveled all the way back to the first ice tower that I was at. I traveled all the way until it was dark. By the time it was day 12, I made it to the ice tower, but I saw this igloo that had a weird thing at the bottom of it. So because of that, I wanted to go inside the igloo and see what was it. I've never seen this before. I don't know if this is normal. This is my first time ever seeing this. But I went down the ladder. There was nothing down there, but there was a chest that had a golden apple in it and some apples. I heard a zombie and I wasn't sure if it was going to break through the wall or not, so it was kind of freaking me out. I wanted to get out of there as soon as possible. Once I was done with that, it was finally time to try to take down my first dungeon. I've never managed to go in these dungeons and not get infected, so my goal was to be able to take out this dungeon and not get touched. It's very tricky navigating through these dungeons because the zombies can come up from any angle and just catch you lacking. The fuck? I managed to successfully loot the dungeon without getting touched. First time that ever happened, thankfully. When I got out the dungeon, it was sunrise, so it's day 13 now. So now I must take the long travel home. The entirety of day 13 was just traveling. Day 14 was nothing but travel too, but I found another portal that had a golden apple in there. So after 2 whole days of travel, finally made it back to my base, safe. Once I was back at the base, I made me an anvil and I also made me a blast furnace. That way I could smelt the stuff that I got from the dungeon. I wanted to make a fishing rod, but the only way that you can get a string is through cobwebs. So I went to one of the abandoned structures and got cobweb, but I completely forgot about this. I was sitting on this string for God knows how long. I don't even remember, but I completely forgot the whole point of getting this string. I then used the diamond to repair my pants. For the rest of the day, I was expanding the flat land for my base. I did the same for day 16, and it's honestly weird just completely taking down these houses or huts from the village just to make as much flat land as possible. And I'm not gonna use all of the flat land. I just want more flat land to make it look more appealing, if that makes any sense. Plus, it's less room for zombies to hide too, so I don't have to worry about zombies really hiding behind anything. It just makes me calmer. So I also spent the whole day of day 16 flattening the land. Day 17 was also spent doing the same thing, so nothing notable. But at the end of day 18, I actually expanded the fence or the gate of my base. So now I have a huge, like, just so much land. I don't think that I'm gonna expand the land any more than this, because if I do, it'll be too much. Plus, not only that, then zombies would probably be capable of spawning, because at some point zombies are also gonna spawn during the day. Day 19, I continued working around the fence, making the land look as good as possible. Again, a lot of these days I'm just gonna be working on this base, which is also why I'm deciding to never do this again, because I don't want to spend so many days just working on a base. I want to explore and, you know, possibly risk my life, even though that's not a smart idea. Day 20, I wanted to make a bridge connecting the land, or just trying to make it to where the zombies aren't inside the water, because usually in horde nights, sometimes the zombies get stuck in water, they become drowned and they don't come out the water. So I thought that maybe if I just make like a bridge or something like that, they'll walk the bridge instead of just sink into the water. For day 21, I took the rich soil from the village. I've never used rich soil before, but I'm assuming that it just makes vegetables or plants grow faster without having to use bone meal. Not all villages spawn with it. I don't think that all villages spawn with it, but I was hoping that I can make good use of this. Now, the other thing that I wanted to start on doing was making sniper towers. I wanted a sniper tower in each corner of the base, but I was struggling with this because I couldn't get it even. Like I couldn't make each corner the exact same, and it was just throwing me off so much that I was struggling. So it was just a very simple task, but very, very difficult to execute for me. Tonight was even a horde night, but that didn't stop me from trying to get this as even as I possibly could. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is just all kinds of wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, I got pretty much the blueprints for the 4 sniper towers that I'm gonna have for each corners of this base. Looks like the new layout or base is going well. Okay, so in the middle, or somewhat the middle, is where I'll have the main building. It's not gonna be the middle because I don't think this is even at all. I didn't count. The middle of this place is gonna be where the building is gonna be. After the horde night was over, I felt like I finally figured it out and started building the actual towers. When building the staircase, I wanted to make a railing. That way I don't accidentally fall off and possibly take a bunch of fall damage or die. But I was struggling to understand how I was making the railing wrong. It wasn't saving me or like preventing me from falling off. I would still be able to just walk over it. I spent like half a day trying to figure out what I was doing wrong. But eventually on day 23, I finally figured out what my problem was and I fixed the railing. Now I can't accidentally fall to my death. I can safely run down and up the stairs. It'll be fine. The only thing that I have to do now is do this 3 times over. You can't just have floating stairs. So I made it to where it had legs. The sniper towers have legs and I used fences for that. Why did I decide to make 4 sniper towers? I am too lazy for this shit. I feel like this is gonna be the longest process, like building the staircase for this rather than the actual sniper tower. But on day 24, I made my second set of stairs. Pretty much just spent the whole day doing that. These sniper towers I shouldn't have spent as much time as I did on them. I don't know if I'm a slow builder or maybe I don't know. I do want to get better at building. I genuinely want to get better at building. One day I'll build something beautiful in a short amount of time. Something that don't take longer than like 20 days. But 24 was spent making sniper tower and also getting wood for the sniper tower too, because I was running low on wood somehow. For day 25, I made yet another tower, but this day I didn't want to sleep because I felt like I was wasting away too many days. So the plan was to stay up this night and keep working on the towers. I had a few zombies throw potions and try to shoot me down. Everything was fine. The sun was about to rise, but it started raining. So I went to bed to get rid of the rain. Just to be safe so it don't turn into like a thunderstorm or anything like that. We now have 4 towers. I once again ran out of wood, so I went across the river trying to get some wood. That way I can make the floors of the sniper towers. And I also needed fences too. I met a little Tasmanian devil, tried to give him bread. I think he only wants meat. He just kind of ignored my bread. Everything was going kind of smooth. And then I met with a bear. God. Almost lost my life to a bear, and then I almost stepped on some radiated land. Oh my God, I almost walked into that. That was close. But now that I've gotten the wood that I needed, I can make the floors to my sniper towers. The first sniper tower, it just didn't feel right or look right. I wasn't sure what to do or how to feel about it, but it was just too much work for me to just throw away. This is days of work. I had a very expensive idea to make this look better, which was to make iron bars to make I don't know what it's called, to be honest. Like a bearing. I wanted to make like some kind of bearing just to make it appealing. I thought it would look cool. I think it turned out fine. It's just that using this on every single tower would be crazy expensive. I spent the entire day and night working on this stuff. And even a little bit of day 27, I was still working on the same tower. And only until I finally finished one tower, or mostly finished one tower, I realized something. I think I messed up. This is wider. Yeah, this is wider. Whoops. That's uneven. Yeah, that one's uneven. That's 3. I messed up, but you know what? It's too much work to redo it, so I'm not gonna bother. Yeah, these are 4. these are all 4. It's 4 in this space, but this one has 3. So I messed up here. I don't know how I messed up so badly. I could have sworn 1, 2. Wait a minute. Why is a fly just taking all of my stuff out of my chest? I can't believe I spent all that time building this thing and I made it uneven. These 3 are the same, but that one is uneven. What's the point? I'm an idiot, man. I don't know how it took me so long to realize that one of them was uneven. I don't know if it was because I was too tired or what, but make do with what you got. At least at the end of the day, it didn't turn out too bad. It's like, it's not ugly. It looks somewhat cool, at least to me. But I made sure to put some torches on the platforms of the towers. That way zombies don't spawn on top of them. And then once it was dark, I went to bed. On day 28, I tried to finish working on the towers, get as much as I can out the way. It was another day that I stayed up all night and didn't sleep at all. Day 29, I almost died, but not the zombies. Bruh, can I jump? Can I jump properly or what? Ah, okay, yeah, okay. I'm sorry, one more time. There we go. Jesus, man. Oh my God. Okay, I give up. Let's just do it this way, I guess. At this point, the towers are, I would say, about 80% done for each of them. There were still some final touches that I had to do to them to make them look cool and also be somewhat useful. I didn't sleep this night either because I wanted to start on the house, the middle building. I really need better designs for my houses too. I kind of use the same design, just different blocks. But I mean, I feel good about them. Sometimes. On the morning of day 30, I realized that I had 4 crafting tables for some god-awful reason. And I have no idea how long it's been there. I don't know when I did it. I don't know if it's been there for multiple days or what. I even went back and looked at the footage just to make sure. Okay, looking back at the footage, I just had 4 crafting tables the whole time. But when did I get 4 crafting tables? I'm so confused. But you know what? I don't know why I have so many crafting tables. The next thing I want to do is make my cooking pot and my stove. This way I can actually make the stuffed pumpkins that I was talking about. So I don't have to worry about food and stuff like that. Food will just not be a problem anymore. I also made sure to make me some bookshelves too, so I can finally make my enchanting station. I'm not usually a huge fan of making enchanting stations or using enchantment table because my luck is usually really bad, which is why I like using the whole villager method. Tonight ended up being a horde night too. I was afraid of zombies potentially spawning on top of the sniper towers. In the middle of this horde night, I thought it would be a good idea to finally use the bone meal that I've been saving, or the bones that I've been saving. I needed onions and carrots so I can have the ingredients for the stuffed pumpkin, but also some rice too, which this is my first time ever growing rice. I always wondered how you can do it, and I finally learned how. So in future runs, this will be very good. This will benefit me a lot. I am in the middle of a horde night and I am making a 5-star meal. What better way to survive a zombie apocalypse? I do have to be careful though, because these zombies can chuck TNT pretty well. I managed to survive the horde night, and I forgot to mention last horde night that the infection has evolved again. I think the time is like 2 minutes or 2 minutes and 30 seconds for each phase. There's 4 phases to the zombie infection. So if there's only a minute for each phase and I have 0 golden apples, that means I die in 4 minutes. But I managed to make my stuffed pumpkins, and now food will never be a problem. I love these stuffed pumpkins. First time ever making this stuff too. I've always wanted to make this, but I never knew how to. But once I was done making all of my food, I made the enchanting station. One of the #1 enchantments that I wanted was Advanced Smite. That way killing the zombies isn't as difficult. The zombies' HP never remains the same. Over time, they'll keep growing in HP. Not by a landslide, but enough. But with all the enchantments that I was getting, only some of them were decent. Now for the rest of the house, I want to use slabs instead of actual windows. That way if I want to shoot outside the house or shoot from inside the house, I can do that. Another thing that I always do with my houses, I'm I'm telling you, one day I will have a way better setup, but this is just my bread and butter right now. You can't go, if it's not broke, don't fix it. For the doorway, I always want the door, of course, in the middle. And I actually managed to have a middle without counting. I didn't count the blocks when I was setting up the frame, but I managed to have enough to have a perfect middle. Very happy about that. But this is a very strange thing because I just had a horde night, but I have another horde night. It was just a horde night. I think that knockback would help me out a lot more than I think it would, to be honest. I can't put knockback on this. Okay, well, never mind then. Smite 4. I need this, but I have to be level 30. Can I get it? Can I get it? I want that. I want it. I want it so bad. Okay, if I could somehow farm levels from this, that'll be amazing. I don't think I would be able to, though, to be honest. After surviving this horde night, zombies are now capable of spawning during the day. I was hoping that this would happen way later, but I got unlucky with the horde nights. From now on, after every horde night, the spawn rate will increase. The infection has evolved as far as it possibly could. And after the horde night, I had to deal with this. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh! Oh, come on. It's always a baby zombie. I took the grinder from the village, that way I can recycle the enchanted books that I was getting, because I wasn't getting good enchantments anyway. And the only reason why I kept enchanting things, even though they were bad, was just so I can possibly get advanced smite. But for day 32, I continued working on my house. And I also tried to put the finishing touches on the sniper towers. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do for the flooring or the walls, kinda. After placing down a block, it wasn't gonna look right. It didn't look right compared to how it looked in my head. So I was like, I'll just keep thinking while I do some other stuff. So I went back to the enchanting table to see what else I can get. And I also made a fishing rod. I finally made my fishing rod. But after making the fishing rod, I had another idea in my head for the tower. But even then, that idea wasn't really working. I couldn't see anything below me, so if I wanted to shoot anything with an arrow, it wasn't gonna happen. But it was starting to get dark, so I went to bed. In the morning of day 33, I continued trying to work on this tower, and nothing was clicking. Literally, just nothing. I couldn't get a good design that would protect me, and I could also just shoot arrows out of. It was like the whole point of the sniper tower, it just wasn't working. I thought that maybe I can cook up some more ideas in my head while I'm fishing, you know, just take a small breather. Fishing isn't exactly the most relaxing thing because, remember, zombies can now spawn during the day. So I have to keep checking over my shoulder to make sure that nothing is walking up behind me. After fishing, I cycled through a few more enchantments since I got some more XP. But then it was getting dark. For the morning of day 34, I tried out new ideas for the sniper tower. This time, I was going to use the barbed wire fences and have the slabs next to the fences. That way I can't walk over it. And if something were to climb up or build up, it'd get caught on the fence. And I can also shoot it down. And I'm also capable of looking down. So it works out, kinda. It was good enough. Well, I think the first tower was harder because it was just so oddly uneven, so oddly built. But the other towers looked way better than the first tower. I was a lot more comfortable and confident in the other towers than I was in the first one. The first one just wasn't coming together at all. The other ones was good. Decent, a lot more decent than the first one. And with that, the towers are 100% completed. And so the bad news, I never really used these. Yeah, I guess they're just aesthetic. I don't know, but yeah, I never really sniped from these. Yeah, experience for the next time, I guess. Next thing I wanted to do was make the roof for the house, and I didn't just want to use regular glass. I wanted to use colored glass, and I didn't know what color, so I just picked a random color, and I decided to go with pink because there was a lot of pink plants around me. So dyeing the glass wasn't going to be difficult. So the next morning, I went to go pick up some pink plants, and I also got some sand too. That way I can make the glass. Ran into a little day zombie too. The only thing that I do wish when it comes to glass is that there was a faster way to make them. It just takes so long, so very long to make glass. I like using glass roofs because you can see out of it. That's the only reason why I like using glass. But I felt like I built enough for now, and I wanted to go exploring, looking for another ice tower so I can take down another dungeon. So I packed up some of my stuff and left. I came across a village that had some tomato seeds, which is very good. I can use that for another like big mill type of thing. It can come in handy. I've never used tomato seeds either. I found a submarine, and these things usually have some decent stuff in there too. Got some bones, food, that's really it. I found another submarine after that. These things will really only have bones, food, ingots, and a battle axe. Sometimes a bulletproof vest, and that's really it. But it was getting dark, so I went to bed. In the morning of day 37, I made me another bucket. That way I can have water just in case a zombie sets me on fire. I can save myself because the only bucket that I had was crystal. Found me a broken nether portal, and it had a lot of golden carrots in there. That's something I really need to utilize more too. Golden carrots. I never utilized that. I don't know why. While traveling, I found a lighthouse, and these things are truly hit or miss. They either have good stuff or trash loot and no in between. It's a true gamble. These things also hold corpses too. They scare me because I'm so used to playing certain types of games where they just jump up at you. And this lighthouse was miss. I also explored an abandoned ship. It has some decent stuff in there. Nothing else really happened this day. I just traveled until it was dark. But day 38, I found a really good broken nether portal. Too good. This broken nether portal had 2 gold blocks, and I really wanted to take a gold block, but I felt like that was too strong, so I decided to just leave it alone. Found another submarine that had decent loot. But the great part about this day, I found a broken nether portal that had an enchanted golden apple. And I know I just said something about getting a gold block is too strong, but that's incredibly rare. Right after that, I find another lighthouse, and this one had a diamond katana in there. I'll take it. On day 39, I found this special type of village. It's like a modernized village or a big village. I don't know, but they have some pretty good loot in there. I have to be careful about this type of place because they have radiated land. And one of the houses that I was looting, I heard zombies. Kind of got afraid, thought they would break through the wall or something like that, but they were below me. They were actually underground. And then right next door, there was a surface level zombie spawner. I don't know how rare these things are, but I remember somebody in my comment section told me how rare it was, but I kind of forgot. I wanted to know what was in the chest, but I felt like it was a little bit too risky. So far, this village was good. I got a bit of gold, and there was a blacksmith building that had some diamonds in there. Holy diamonds. Which, it's ironic because the gold is a lot more valuable than the diamonds. But it was getting dark, so I had went to bed. It's been a few days now, and I haven't even seen an ice biome. But I wanted to keep traveling just a little bit further to see if I'll find any ice biome. It is getting a little bit dangerous because there could possibly be a horde night, and I don't want to really be out here in the middle of nowhere, and then I have a horde chasing me. Low chance I'm going to be able to outrun that horde. But I still wasn't having luck finding anything on day 40. So day 41, I started heading back. Found a broken nether portal that had some golden carrots in there. So that's the only notable thing about day 41 with my travels. Day 42 was kind of an odd day. I found a broken nether portal that had a golden apple in there, and then I saw a white whale get stuck on land. There's a little secret about these white whales, and if they're stuck on land, you actually get some kind of mythical item, some random item that they drop. I still, till this day, don't really know how that item works. I don't know what I can do with it. It's confusing. But other than that, I kept traveling until it was dark. By the time it was day 43, I finally made it back to my base. I tried to see what recipes I could use with this special well item, and I was still confused. And I made it back to my base at the perfect timing too, because tonight was a horde night. But I used some of the diamonds that I got, and I made me a diamond helmet. After the horde night was over, I had to clean up around the base. Thankfully, a chicken jockey had spawned, meaning I'm one step closer to having my chicken farm. To catch this chicken, I wanted to make a lead. To make a lead, you have to make a knife, and then you have to cut grass. Those grass will give you straws, and then you make a lead. But I didn't even have to use the lead anyway, because the chicken just walked right through the gate. It's like it knew what I wanted. I'm still gonna need the lead anyway so I can get another chicken. The knife is also good because if you kill certain mobs with a knife, they drop some other kind of food or meat. Like pigs, they'll drop ham. And you can make smoked ham and other types of recipes. I had absolutely no luck this day searching for the chicken. It was a little bit harder seeing through the rain and stuff like that. But in the morning of day 45, I found the chicken and all I had to do was just safely bring it back. Oh, chicken. Perfect. Once I got back to the base, I was trying to figure out where I wanted to put the chicken coop, but I realized I don't have a chicken anymore. I don't know what happened to the chicken. I don't know if he ran into the fence or what, but he just disappeared. The one chicken that I had vanished, as if it just despawned or something. There was no feather or chicken around, like nothing, no drops. So I then remembered that I can possibly get a chick by throwing a few eggs. So I threw a few eggs and I tested my luck. Yes, I actually got one. Okay. I actually got lucky. Okay, cool. Egg has spawned me a chicken. Would you look at that? Nice. It was getting dark, so I made the chicken coop in the morning of day 46. After that, I went out to get some more sand so I can make some more glass. I also took out a horse, and I took out this horse because zombies will attack horses and they will become zombie horses. And they're damn near impossible to outrun. At least it feels like it. Once I was back, I was capable of breeding the chicken. This will honestly be a method that I'll probably use once. I don't know. I might do it again unless I really have to. I'm just a little bit too lazy to be breeding animals, but I never saw chicken, so it was the only way for me to get feathers effectively. The rest of the day I spent it working on the house. Day 47, I managed to finally finish the roof. Now it may make some of you mad, maybe, but you'll forget it over time. You'll forget that this ever happened. 99% of the roof is pink except for one block. I then once again went gambling, trying to get this advanced smite. This is why I hate, like, I just never get it. If there's a specific enchantment that I want, I can damn near never get it from enchanting table. After today, I want to go back out and look for ice tower. The sun was setting soon, so there was no point in going out now. So in the morning of day 48, I left home and went out. I traveled for a long while, and one of the places that I stopped by had tall grass. I don't like tall grass, and the reason why I don't like tall grass is because, well, zombies can just lurk in there. Very high risk of me just getting infected, which I don't know if I ever mentioned, but every single time you get infected, that also decreases the time it takes for the next phase. Like, it decreases the timer by like 5 seconds or something like that every single time you get infected. Wasn't something that I planned, but it just kind of happened. Whoa. Okay. It's day 49 and I am currently in a snow biome, meaning there's a potential chance that I'll find the ice tower, but the land looks so beautiful. I love the landscaping here. It just sucks that I can't really admire it, or I just don't have time to admire it because of The Walking Dead. I found the broken nether portal that only had gold nuggets in it, and I found this strange mountain that had redstone and netherrack. I don't know what exactly I could use redstone for, but it's good to have just in case. It was getting dark and I had no idea where to sleep, so I decided to sleep in this pillager tower that was nearby. In the morning of day 50, I was having a little bit of trouble trying to continue my hunt for this ice tower. How are you still alive? How are you still alive? How are you still alive? What? What? I decided it'd be best if I just try to outrun them. But I finally found an ice tower, meaning another dungeon that I can go through and loot. And also loot at the top of the tower too. I forgot about that. This tower was very good because it gave me escape tools, ender pearls. I didn't even know that ender pearls can spawn in these. And what's crazy is the ender pearls are way more exciting than the diamonds. They just have so much more use. And considering how rare they are too. In fact, they're more rare than diamonds if you think about it. Before I go into the dungeon, I want to loot loot some other spots too, some other structures that I see nearby. There was one structure I wanted to loot, but there was a zombie just like kind of guarding it. And there were seagulls flying by too, so I just didn't feel like dealing with either or. There's so many seagulls. Why does it take so many hits? That's not good. It's not supposed to be a thing. Why do they take so many hits? All right, hopefully there isn't a horde night tonight. If there is, I'm just gonna take the top of this tower and that'll be my home. Not home, but like that's where I'm gonna defend, because I can't utilize the water. I mean, to be honest, there is no water around me, but hiding underwater is a no-no. Can't do that. That's against the rules. The only other thing that I have to worry about when it comes to trying to tackle this dungeon is a horde night. In fact, that's the most scary thing about being out and about. It's the fact of a potential horde night. So I'm just gonna hope that when going down here, I can come out completely safe and also hopefully not get infected. This dungeon was kind of annoying to navigate through too, because it was sort of flooded. I mean, like, it's safe, right? Because zombies would struggle to move unless they become drowned, but actually trying to walk through here, very, very annoying. But the loot is worth it. What's that? What is this secret path? Advanced butcher, I don't need that. I'll take one of these. This dungeon is crazy. You're telling me there's like secret just gold like this? I mean, I won't count this as underwater mining, but somebody probably will. But I won't count it. I'm just gonna take a little bit of gold, not for 2 cures. This dungeon is not supposed to be flooded like this. But like, let's be real. If you were a treasurer or something like that, and you saw a bunch of like gold underwater, you're telling me you wouldn't try to get it? Another mending book, I'll take it. If I can go down, that'd be cool. Okay. Alright, man. Flame. You know what? I'll take flame. Another dungeon that I was able to safely go through without getting touched. Coming out the dungeon, it is now day 51. Before going home, I wanted to see if there was any more structures that I can possibly loot. There were a few things, like an ice station that didn't have much besides some apples and a golden apple, and also a workboat, but that didn't have anything besides a singular diamond. To be honest, I felt like I was having too many cures, but there was a run where I threw away half my cures, only had like 3 or 5, and I ended up dying of infection. So because of that, I am gonna keep it safe. I'm not gonna risk it. So far, I've just been having a really, really lucky run. Probably one of the luckiest runs I've ever had. But then after thinking about it for a while, I thought that it wouldn't be as interesting for me. It wouldn't be as challenging for me. So I'm gonna throw away the apples anyway. Why did I do that? I was finally heading home. I was on my way home and it was getting dark. Oh my God, it's a horde night. I need to make it to that tower. Since 50 days has passed, there's a new zombie type, and it's called a runner. They only spawn at night and in horde nights, and as their name sounds, they run really fast. So outrunning them is also damn near impossible. I'm glad I didn't go too far away, because I would have had to take the roof of something else. I probably would have took the roof of that pillager tower over there and stayed there, but the other thing that I wonder is, how am I going to escape this? Jesus, look at them. I'm so glad they can't build yet, because they would have all been up here. I'm so glad I was not at home or whatever, or not at home, like on my way. I was on my way, but I went in a circle. Thankfully, I went in a circle. Now, I could just easily pearl my way out of here, but what would be the fun in that? So I'm not gonna pearl my way out of here. I'm gonna do something else. I don't know what, but I'm gonna do something else. Horde night is over, and now I have to manage to escape from this tower safely. I can use my ender pearls, but I want to save them. I only have 5. So I'm gonna hold on to as many as I can as long as I can. Thankfully, when I got down from the tower, there was nothing there. I guess they like despawned or something, or they were like stuck up top. I spent all of day 52 traveling back home. Now, it'd be pretty funny if I got another horde night right after that one. Which that did happen, but that was not supposed to happen. That's not supposed to happen at all. Now, if a horde night does happen while I'm trying to make it back home, I will use Ender Pearls then. I will 100% use Ender Pearls. When I think about it, there's genuinely no possible way for me to escape. I'm going against a horde of over 400 zombies. Like, I'm bound to die. There's just no possible way I'm bound to die. They have weapons. They have axes, you know, lava, TNT. They have all kinds of tools. And you just have me. By the time it was day 53, I made it back. Once I was back, I added knockback to my sword or my katana. While I was doing that, my chickens were being attacked. Oh my god, no way. You just killed one of my chickens. Thankfully, only one of the chickens got obliterated and not all of them. Ah, what do you know? Perfect. I saw that I ran out of coal, but the sun was setting, so I couldn't go out and get logs. That way I can get some more charcoal. So day 54 in the morning, I made some golden apples, and then I went out to get logs. When getting these logs, I do have to be careful in case anything tries to sneak up on me, and or possibility of a zombie spawning in a tree. I don't think it's ever happened, but knowing my luck, it probably could. Now that these little shits spawn even faster, I feel like I am actually like schizo. I am tweaking. Like, if I was in a house, I would be peeping the blinds. Like, I don't know how much. I'm actually tweaking hardcore right now, man. I hope this also counts as to make charcoal too, because I honestly have no idea. But we'll see. Try to get as much of this as I possibly can. Oh, that's some good knockback. Okay, that's good knockback. Look at how far he goes back. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. Nice. If I could just get smite, that'd be cool. Make my sword a little bit more useful against him. Whoa, whoa, okay. I almost ran into him. That's actually camouflaging pretty nice. So once I was done getting all the logs that I needed, I was trying to put the log into the furnace, you know, make it charcoal and all of that stuff. And this is a different type of log. It's called wood instead of just log. I don't know. It's like when you put 4 logs together or 3 logs together, you get wood. But it wasn't working for some odd reason. That sucks. I just wasted all that time just getting nothing. Well, I guess we're stacked on wood now, but this guy is just being annoying. Look at all these, like, I got 2 stacks. Basically 2.5 stacks for nothing. That sucks. Oh, wait, this is a blast furnace. Wait a minute. Maybe it does work. Okay, thank God. Okay, it works. I'm just an idiot. I wasn't paying attention. I was putting this in a blast furnace. I wasn't putting this in a regular furnace. And sometimes you make little mistakes. For the rest of the day, I didn't do much besides continue to make charcoal. In the morning of day 55, I bred some chickens. I wanted to gamble some more, trying to get my advanced smite, maybe level up by killing the zombies that spawn. But the issue with killing the zombies behind the fence is that if any object, XP, item, whatever, touches that wired fence, it just disappears. It gets destroyed. I don't know why. It just happens. I guess it's a bug with one of the mods. I genuinely do not know. But I guess that's the balance of me not being able to just sit behind a fence and kill zombies because I don't get XP from it. But with the little XP that I did have, I still cycle through some enchantments. Ow. Oh, come on. Throw the trident at him. He just won't throw it at him. Now you do it. Ah, perfect. What do you know? Just like that. Protection 2, and now we can combine these 2, and I have protection 3 now. I almost did something so... If I did that, I would have mauled it so incredibly hard. All right. section 3 now. You know, I've had people in my comment section tell me about how unorganized I am. You ever have a paper clip in the corner of your room and you just know it's there, but you won't pick it up? But then when you finally need that paper clip, you're like, ah, yeah, I know where to get it. And then you go to the corner of the room. That's how I feel about my chest. I was curious about something. I wanted to know if runners can actually jump over the fence. So I stayed up a little bit later this night just to find out. There he goes. He spotted me from that far away? Hell nah. Hell no. I do not want to be outside with that. Did he get inside? Look at that dude spotted me from like 80 miles away. Yeah, no, no, no. Hell no. No, one of them is inside. Somehow a zombie managed to breach the wall and get inside. So in the morning of day 56, I had to handle that. Are you kidding me? He touched me? My HP. What? No, no, back up. Oh, they're spawning. Where did he go? He died. You know, I've said it before and I'll say it again. If I'm outside with those runners, there is little to no chance I am going to escape them. They're going to spot me before I even spot them. That eyesight is ridiculous. But I was once again running low on seeds and I didn't want to waste the bone meal that I had. So I went across the river to mow the lawn over there. That way I can get some seeds. I got nearly a stack of seeds after that, which is fine. I don't need a stack. I just needed enough. I don't like staying outside or in one spot for too long because I don't want the walkers to get up on me. I repaired my Supreme Smite gold sword. It was low on durability, and that's a very, very useful tool. Emergency tool, because gold durability. Not even mending can save gold. Gold is such cool weapons, but I just wish they had more durability. It's day 57, and this day I want to go out and search for another ice tower. I just felt like taking down a dungeon. So after breeding the chickens and clearing out my inventory a little bit, I headed out. But while traveling, I found a crow with a good weapon. Regular diamond sword that was enchanted. I don't know how they get this stuff, but I'll take it. I managed to find another snow biome, but it was dark, so I went to bed. In the morning of day 58, I almost got ambushed. Luckily, I managed to find an ice tower fairly quick. Didn't have to spend weeks looking for an ice tower. This tower had some good stuff too. It had a diamond pickaxe with advanced efficiency 2 and unbreaking. There was also a book with fortune 3. Those were the two greatest things in that chest or barrel. In the morning of day 59, it was once again time to go into a dungeon. I managed to get infected almost immediately by a baby zombie, and you'll see the effects of the infection. The longer you have the infection, the more it wears on your hunger. You just become incredibly hungry. But luckily, I have food that gives me nourishment, so I don't have to really worry about that. But you can see other effects as my vision turns green and all this other stuff. So keeping the infection for too long isn't really a good idea. It also gets super hard to see in the dark too. Damn near impossible. One of the good things about this dungeon though was that it was kind of flooded, so having to worry about zombies really walk up on me isn't that much of a thing. But I managed to successfully loot this dungeon, and when I got out, it was still daylight. But as the sun was setting, I discovered a problem. Great, wonderful, another horde night. Yippee. If not for these towers, I would have been bite the dust the first time I was stranded in the middle of a horde night. This time, the zombies weren't despawning, so I had to figure out another way to get down. I decided to take a risky route. The idea was to make a plank and jump off in some water, and hopefully not land on ice. As soon as I landed and I got back on ice, I sat down my boat and got out of there, because those runners are a problem. While traveling, I found something that looks like a motel. I didn't really want to explore it. I wanted to kind of just go home, and I also didn't want to risk me getting jump scared or something like that. But I got jump scared anyway by some random runner that met up with me. Not only are they super fast, but they also take a lot of hits, so they have a decent amount of HP. After making sure there was nothing else chasing me, I headed in the direction of home. I traveled all the way until it was dark. Day 61, I ran into an issue. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, my timer just decreased more. That's cool. That happened right near the base too. Once I got back, I made sure to take care of the chickens. And I was once again running low on seeds, so I used some of the bone meal to grow plants. Never thought I would run low on seeds of all things in any run. But I didn't take into consideration how much seeds are actually needed to do a bunch of breeding. Wanted to once again test my luck with the enchanting table. I got no luck. Well, then again, the only reason why I have no luck is because I want a specific enchantment to, that'll help me out with these specific mobs. I felt like if I didn't have to worry about that I wouldn't care what enchantment that I truly get, unless it was armor wise. But weapon wise, there's one enchantment that I truly want, which is Smite 4 or Advanced Smite. But I spent the day breeding chickens, enchanting, and collecting seeds. Day 63, I added Advanced Sharpness to the sword that I got from the crow, which honestly was just a waste of cost, but it was only 2 costs, so I felt like it didn't mean anything. But for a guy that's barely getting cost, that's a lot. So I wasted experience for nothing, because I have a way better weapon anyway. 3 actually. 3 better weapons. But the most important thing is my gambling is about to come to a screeching halt, because I don't have any lapis, or I'm low on lapis, I should say. I have lapis, but I don't have enough lapis. But I wanted to make some arrows, since I felt like I finally had just enough chickens to actually take some out. So I took out a few chickens and I made my first thing of arrows. But it was getting dark, so I decided to go to bed. Now day 64, plan is, before I have to go on the expedition to get this lapis, I'm gonna try to get as much XP that I can possibly get, and then I'll gamble away the last bit of lapis that I have, and then I'll go out and try to get some more lapis. That way I can gamble more. So the morning of day 64, I went to the spot where I mowed the lawn for seeds. I sat in this spot pretty much the whole day. There was barely any zombies that spawned for some odd reason. Once the sun was starting to set, I went back to the base, bred some more chickens, and then went to bed. I went back out on day 65, or the morning of day 65, to try to get XP again. I did this for both day 65 and day 66. I was taking down 2 tasks at once on day 66. I was killing zombies and I was getting seeds. Whoa! Oh my god. Okay. That was close. Dude, there's just no audio. Just literally 0 audio. Okay, great. I'm glad I didn't get touched there. Could have possibly gotten infected. Once the sun was setting, I went back home, bred chickens, and went to sleep. So day 67, I got a book with protection 2, and I used my diamond helmet and got protection 2. And I have protection 1 on my boots. Now I also have another book with protection 1. I combined the protection 1 in my boots. I then added protection 2 to my diamond pants. So now everything is protection 2 and above. I also added smite to my axe. This is good for the zombies that have axes or even dual wield axes. That way I don't take as much damage and I can have more time to try to kill them. After I was done with all of that stuff, I sailed out looking for a place to get lapis. I traveled till it was dark. In the morning of day 68, I found a submarine and I got bones from there. I also found this abandoned building. The only notable thing I got from there was this syringe that was supposed to give me adrenaline. But I continued traveling and I saw a building that I really wanted to explore, but it had radiated land. So going there was a no-go. The sun was setting and I found the pillager tower that had some iron golems locked up. I decided to free them because why not? It's not gonna hurt anyone. Sure. Are you kidding me? Shit. Tower. Tower, tower, tower. This is fantastic. This is just great. I really did not want this to happen, man. There's gonna be a horrid night. I just wanted some lapis. That's all I wanted. This is terrible. This is really horrible. Surely it's just a fluke, right? I can sleep. No, I cannot. Look at all those runners. I'm gonna hope that I make it out of here alive. Yeah, he's just dead. Yeah, he's just gone. All right, well, rip iron golem, I guess. Okay, he just needs to stop moving. Stop moving. I survived the horde night and I could just pearl my way out of here, but I don't want to do that because I want to save as much ender pearls as I can. That would also be boring. Oh my god. I almost fat fingered and fell off. Okay. Yeah, I'm not escaping. There's no possible way I'm escaping. Holy shit. Okay. All this just because I want some lapis so I can gamble more. But it's day 69 now. It's pouring down rain. I found a broken nether portal that had a golden apple in it. I was traveling around for a while trying to figure out how can I get this lapis? Where can I even go to get this lapis? But it was getting dark, so I went to bed. I saw this open side mountain by a village, and I did want to explore this, but it just seemed way too dangerous to do that. Zombies, they do not stop spawning. You're either gonna get caught by radiation or just a horde going after you. They don't stop. They just keep piling up. Very dangerous to go mining. Too deep in mining, I should say. But I just continued traveling the whole day. In the morning of day 71, I was greeted by a nice guy. Why do you take... Oh my god. Since I got infected, I felt like I can hurry up and go deep underground and possibly get the lapis. The spot that I did see for a hole to mine in, it didn't lead anywhere. So it was just a waste of time. False hope. If I keep getting infected like that, I'm gonna need more gold. But day 71 consisted of nothing but traveling too until it was dark. Day 72, I found this abandoned structure that I wanted to explore, but I wasn't sure how to get inside without breaking inside. There didn't seem to be an entrance. But before going inside, I saw some zombies in the distance and I wanted to handle that before going in there, just to be safe. This turned out to be a mistake. I can't move. No! Why did I do that? Stop. Stop. Come on, man! It's always a baby zombie! Why is there another one? Oh my god, and then he set me on fire. I can't see. I can't see. Okay, okay. Oh my god. Okay. Why does he have so much HP? Holy. Okay, okay. Yeah, that's fine, you know. Baby zombies are fair. They're so fair. What? Why? Why, man? Like, where did he even come from? Baby zombies are diabolical. Whoever came up with baby zombie and implemented that into the game, I hope you have a very nice Christmas. It's day 73 and the travels continue. I'm looking for a place that I can get lapis. Maybe there can be an abandoned structure that has lapis, or there can be a mine that isn't that deep that I can get lapis from. I did find an abandoned motel, but there was nothing in there notable, except for the zombies that I was greeted by yet again. From all the way over there, he noticed me. Are you kidding me? Oh, I've been infected yet again. Why is he here? Okay. Hi. Okay. Die! Why does he have so much HP? These zombies are frying me. At this rate, I'm genuinely gonna have to go looking for gold because I'm just eating away at all of my cures. But in the distance, I saw a special village. I was hoping that maybe this village can have some lapis somewhere for some odd reason. There was no lapis. Instead, it had this. What? Oh wait, that's why it had a pressure plate. And I'm infected yet again. Great, wonderful, wonderful, just wonderful. God, can he die? Like, why do they have so much HP? I'm just burning through apples right now. I saw that there was a house nearby, and I wanted to go over there and see what was in there. Maybe that would have lapis or anything useful to me. I just want to make it worth the trip. I don't want to travel so far out, have all of this stuff happen to me just for me to go home and have nothing. This house was oddly filled with a bunch of barrels and chests. A lot of them were empty. One of them did have an enchanted golden apple though, but I made sure to check every single chest and barrel within this house. It was getting dark though, so I went to bed. In the morning of day 74, I continued looking around this house, seeing if there was anything useful or anything else useful. The zombies were piling up too, because zombies can alert other zombies of an enemy. But I found the totem of undying. Even though the zombies were piling up and breaking in, I still wanted to check a little bit, but it was getting too dangerous, too risky. So dangerous that I had to use my first ender pearl. Might have to actually pearl this one. Oh shit. I got a totem of undying, but I'm not sure if I actually want to use this or keep this. And to be honest, I don't think that the totem of undying will even do anything against the infection. I'm not sure if I'm actually allowed to use this. Like, I don't know if people will throw a fit because I got a totem of undying. I have 4 golden apples left, meaning I need to get gold again. Not sure if I'll be able to get anything else. To be honest, I think I should start heading home. I still have yet to find any lapis, but I got a totem of undying and an enchanted golden apple. So now I have 2 enchanted golden apples, but I am running low on regular golden apples, which isn't good. It's not good at all. Kind of wish I never threw away those 6 apples, but it is what it is. If I just didn't get infected by a baby zombie so many times. Well, I don't want people complaining, because somebody's bound to complain, but I have a totem of undying that makes things easier, which I won't lie, it actually does make things easier, but I'm not gonna throw away the totem of undying, but I won't use it. I'll keep it in a chest. My first time ever getting a totem of undying in Minecraft ever. Actually, no, that's a lie. I've died with the totem of undying before. With the winter apocalypse, I got one shot through the totem of undying. I think it's cool that I have one, so I'm just gonna keep it in a chest but not use it. Another enchanted golden apple. We now have 3 enchanted golden apples. That is wild, not gonna lie. But I should really make it back to base. Not only am I running low on food, but you know, as I said before, I'm running low on apples. So day 75, I continued traveling on my way back home. Thankfully, I didn't run into anything, and it was just safe travels until it was dark. Day 76, I ran into some radiation. I'm catching radiation. Gotta love radiation. Other than that, safe travels until it was dark. In the morning of day 77, I found another lighthouse. This lighthouse had something called an anti-hunger pill, and I was really curious to know what it does. And I also found some dog food, which seems to be useful. But I know the pill is called anti-hunger, but does it really save you from hunger? I was just curious about that, so I took it. But this day I managed to get back home, and there was no zombie within my base either. I spent I don't even know how many days out, and I still didn't get a single thing of lapis. And I also felt like I needed more gold too, because I was running low on golden apples. I had 7 lapis left, meaning only a little bit of gambling left. So I tested my luck once again to see if I can get advanced smite. Safe to say I didn't get that, but I did get 2 protection 1 books. I wanted to combine that with my pants, but I was low by 1 level. After breeding a few chickens, I got my level, and I put the protection 2 book with the protection 2 pants. Now I have protection 3 pants. But tonight bugged out for me. I was told that I was gonna have a horde night, but the horde night didn't happen. There was no horde. I was just forced to stay up this night. I thought that maybe my game was bugging out or I'm tripping, but it just didn't happen. And I wanted to go out again, but I didn't want to risk the horde night happening the next night. So I made sure to just stay within my base. So for day 78, I decided to stay around and play it safe. Make sure that there actually was going to be a horde night. I also learned that the iron bars can rust, but I can clean them with an axe. And it takes no durability from the axe either. I made sure to repair my gold sword. Even though it didn't really need to be repaired, I still repaired it anyway. So since there was no horde night, I assumed that it was safe to go out for day 79 and try to find golden lapis. While traveling, I saw some sheep, and I remembered that I can make carpet in order to get in and out the chicken coop without having to open the door and accidentally letting chickens get out of the coop. But I did one of the dumbest things possible. Why are you alive? Why is he alive? Jesus. I can't believe I really just did that. I can't believe I just did that. I really just did that. Why did I do that? Why? Why, man? Why? That was such a stupid mistake. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to make carpet. And I forgot you only need 2 to make carpet anyway. I don't even need 3. That was fine. In the morning of day 80, I took out some chickens so I can get some feathers. That way I can make a thing of arrows. It doesn't matter if I take out too many chickens because I have a bunch of eggs. So even if I take out all chickens, I'm bound to get at least 2 chickens. Unless my luck was that bad. After all the chicken I took out, I managed to make nearly a stack of arrows. And I have over a stack of feathers, but I have no flint. I don't have flint. I don't have seeds. So that's another thing that I added to the list that I wanted. But I decided to do one more gamble before I left for day 81. I also repaired my battle axe because that was going low on durability. While out traveling, I remembered that I can get wool from using string. And there's a bunch of cobwebs at abandoned structures, like the lighthouse that I would always pass when I go out traveling. This lighthouse also had a pill of night vision too. Once I got the string that I needed, I went back to the base, made the carpet, and then put the platform platform there. Yes, sir. Now I can easily get in and easily get out without having to worry about any other chicks or chicken getting out. The sun was setting and I was just waiting for it to be time to go to bed. In the morning of day 82, I once again left out looking for a place to get the stuff that I need. Die. Die. I'm gonna lose my life. What the fuck? What? Okay. Infected once again. I don't know how I keep getting in these situations, but I do. I traveled for so long, the sun was setting. In the morning of day 83, I was greeted by radiation. All right, move please. Thank you. Are you kidding me? I managed to make it to yet another ice biome. I was hoping that there could be stations that I could possibly find golden apples or any place that has golden apples. I was also really hoping that there was another ice tower that I can go to so I can take down a dungeon. But this day, I didn't get lucky getting any golden apples. Let's see how this anti-hunger pill works. I did nothing. I did literally nothing. In the morning of day 84, I managed to actually get a golden apple. This ice land expanded very far, but there was nothing in the distance. There was no ice tower. One of the times, I'm in one of the best spots for an ice tower to spawn, and there's no ice tower. It's just endless ice on ice. I wasn't finding any of the towers, but I was finding a lot of the little ice stations. But not every one of these ice stations had good loot or anything notable. Day 85, I managed to find some land that had a bunch of gravel. So now the flint problem is solved, but I still have a problem with my gold and my lapis. Well, gold is somewhat solved because I got 2 cures during this expedition, I mean, but I still have 0 lapis. But for majority of day 85, I spent it getting flint. Wait a minute, is that just a chicken? Why is there a chicken just in the water? Day 86, I continued looking for a place, some small spot or surface level lapis. In this day, I still had absolutely no luck finding lapis. In the morning of day 87, I found a station that had another golden apple. And later in the day, I found a broken nether portal that had some gold nuggets in it. And I also had a little accident. I swear to God. If I get infected one more time, I don't know how I managed to get infected like this back to back to back to back, but it's ridiculous. It's been a few days now searching for a place to mine or get some lapis. I've just had no luck at all. 0 luck searching for a place. I just kept looking till it was dark. For day 88, I found another mythical crow. He has a trident. Give me that. Cool, I got a trident, but I don't know if I can get loyalty on it, but if I could get loyalty, that'll be great. But tonight wasn't a good night because it was yet again a horde night. And this time, there's no tower nearby. So I have to think quickly. Shit. I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go. It's a baby zombie! I managed to safely find a spot to sit in. Very close to not finding it in time, but we managed. I thought that now maybe is a good time to make some more arrows. But I only have 3 pearls left and I don't want to use those pearls. I'm probably gonna have to end up using them anyway, but I want to be stingy with this stuff because again, it's rare. It's super rare. I managed to safely survive this horde night, but now I have to safely escape the horde in the morning of day 89. Fuck. That was so close. Are they chasing me? They're chasing me! Surely they can't catch up to me. Close call after close call. But the main reason why I'm so far outside, I still haven't achieved that goal. I thought that maybe it'd just be time to head home. So I started taking the journey home, and it was getting dark. Now, day 90, I finally found some of the stuff that I've been looking for. It took ages. It took days. All for a grand total of 5 lapis. It wasn't worth the expedition, but I'll count it as somewhat of a win. Some lapis is better than no lapis. I traveled until it was dark again, and I tried to go to bed. Are you fucking kidding me? Where do I even go? Where do I go? That TNT is going far. I'm gonna hope that I can just make it home. That's my goal. I'm going the wrong way. Wait. Is it this way? It's this way. But that's radiated land, so I can't even go that way. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know where home is. I don't even know if I remember the coordinates correctly. But I want to run on land, but there's so much radiation, I don't know if I can. It's too dark to see. I think if I can make it out of this without getting infected, I am a legend. TNT is flying. They're like running on water over there. Whoa. Okay. Is it this way? I don't even know. No, that's the wrong way. Okay. I'm gonna have to leave my boat. This is bad. I used 2 of my pearls that I really did not want to. I managed to make it back though. Look at these dudes, man. Well, I have 1 pearl left and it's just an absolute emergency, I guess. 5 cost of repair. I managed to safely make it back. I started gambling on the enchanting table again. I did manage to get some good stuff though. I managed to get protection 2 on a spare bulletproof vest, and then I had an accident. I just did that. I really just did that. I seriously just did that. I wanted to eat my steak and I just accidentally used my pearl. Oh no. Well, there goes my get out of jail free card. There goes my get out of jail card. Jesus Christ, man. I'm an actual moron. I'm just so incredibly stupid. For the last 10 days, the zombies have evolved in such a way. They are now capable of having a chance of building blocks and breaking blocks. Meaning if I were to have a horde night, they can even break this fence. They do have potential to break the fence. So if I were to have a horde night, I'm most likely gonna die. I decided to repair my gold sword, the one with Supreme Smite. I wanted to go out again, try to get the stuff that I was missing because I'm still low on the material that I need in order to enchant because I gambled it all the way in about 2 days. I wanted to get Riptide on my trident. That way I can travel through the water or travel through the rain. I've never used Riptide before. I've only ever used Loyalty and Channeling. So I didn't know if Riptide 1 would even be good at all. Since I was nearing the end of my days too, I wanted to try at least once to go mining underground. So I was traveling until dark, but my game was bugging out mad hard. I couldn't sleep. The game wouldn't let me sleep at all. Luckily, I managed to fix it and was capable of going to bed. For day 92, the entire day, I only traveled. I found the snow biome, but all I did was travel. For day 93, nothing notable happened either, except I almost got touched by a baby zombie. No. not dealing with the baby zombie right now. But I was still looking for a spot that I can possibly go mining just to test the waters. So I traveled until it was dark. But day 94, I found the broken nether portal that had another enchanted golden apple. Another enchanted golden apple. Don't mind if I do. I don't know how rare those are, but I'm pretty sure they're very rare, and I'm just getting super lucky with this stuff. But once again, just a day of meaningless travels. Day 95, I was trying to loot another portal, and I got robbed by a seagull. You kidding me? Fucking apple. Whatever. Oh, lapis. Now I found a good lapis. You know, if I never got robbed by that seagull, I would have never seen that lapis. But I finally found a place that looked like it was worth going into. Hopefully it could have the things that I need. I don't know what this thing is. First time I've ever seen this in my life. I didn't even know this thing existed. Couldn't go any deeper than that. Couldn't mine anymore. Radiation was getting me. But by the time I was climbing out the cave, it was sunset. So I went to bed. In the morning of day 96, I found another broken nether portal that had a golden apple in it. I'm now back on my way home. I'm hoping there is no horde night for the rest of my days, because if there is, I'm not gonna make it to day 100, but I just want to make it back home. So I kept traveling until it was dark. For day 97, all I did was travel. I went out pretty far. I don't remember how far I went, but I went out far from my home. So it takes a little bit to actually get back there. That's one of the only downfalls of traveling so far away, is that it takes so long to get back. But day 98, I had another incident. Oh, come on. He just like stopped there. He just stopped moving. That was bullshit. So fast too. That range was ridiculous though. Somewhere near sunset, I made it back to my base. I still have to be careful because these zombies are capable of breaking the barrier and getting in. It's not 100% chance that they can, but it's high enough. So I just made sure to guard the walls as the day went on until it was nightfall. It is day 99 and I am hoping that there is no horde night tonight, and hoping that I can maintain crowd control too, making sure that a bunch of zombies don't get in my home, because if I get swarmed, that's also going to be a problem. More gates break, more time for me to sit and repair things. It's just a domino effect of bad things happening basically. Since my trident was finally able to get riptide, but I needed XP for it, I decided to take out my chickens and hopefully get the XP that I need from there. I did manage to get all the XP from the chickens, and I got the riptide on my trident. So if a horde night were to happen and I needed to escape through water or travel through the water, I'd be fine. Come on, that's not fair. What the fuck? Oh my god. There was an explosion that kept happening underground. I don't know where it was, how it was happening. It doesn't go away. You're just gonna keep hearing it. I wanted to repair the gold sword, but it was getting too expensive. And me standing in one spot doing a task for too long is dangerous because fence can break and they can swarm in without me realizing. Shooting while... Stop. Those explosions. Oh my god, my gate's open. Whoa! Out of here. And so we made it to day 100, safely, without having to deal with the horde. There's two things that I was curious about before I got off, and that was how Riptide works. Right, that's all. And the other thing was, what the hell is happening underground that keeps exploding? Just a guy setting off TNT. But I managed to survive the zombie apocalypse. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you didn't, take your anger out on the like button and sub button. I'll see you all again soon.